You know, it's funny, we all kind of assume our brains work in more or less the same way. But what if that thing we call the mind's eye, the ability to literally picture this, isn't something everyone has? That's what we're diving into today, the fascinating world of the blind mind's eye.
All right, let's try a little something right now, a quick thought experiment. I want you to try and picture this scene from Alice in Wonderland. You know the one. Flamingo croquet. So, can you see it? Can you see Alice holding that bright pink flamingo as a mallet? What about the little hedgehog rolled up as a ball? Can you picture the curve of the flamingo's neck? Really try to see it. Okay, got it? Hold that image in your head.
Okay, so here's the twist. For a surprising number of people, when you ask them to picture it, the answer is just nothing. Not a blurry image, not a faint outline, just blank. There's no movie playing, no mental snapshot, just the idea of it.
And this actually has a name. It's called aphantasia. Now, it's super important to know this isn't a disorder or a disability, and it's definitely not a lack of imagination. It's just a completely different way of processing the world. Think of it like a mind that operates without a visual sketchpad.
So, that begs the question, right? What is it actually like to read a book or remember a vacation if you can't see pictures in your head? Well, let's try to unpack these two totally different ways of experiencing the world. So check this out. On one side, you've got the visualizer. For them, reading a book is like watching a movie in their head. The words on the page just become pictures. But for someone with aphantasia, it's totally different. They see the squiggles on the page, the letters, and their brain decodes them directly into concepts and facts. There's no visual middleman. The meaning just pops in.
Yeah, a great way to think about it is like this. The aphantastic mind is like a master codebreaker, right? It doesn't need to translate the code, the text, into another language like images. It just understands the code itself. It gets the information, the facts, the emotions straight from the source.
And this is so key. Just because there are no pictures doesn't mean the inner world is empty. Far from it. Instead of a movie, reading builds this vast labyrinth of information. It's this incredible, complex web of knowledge, characters, relationships, everything is there. It's just stored and navigated in a non-visual way. It's all data, not pictures.
Okay, so this is all really fascinating to talk about, but for a long time, that's all it was, talk. It was a subjective experience. Someone says, I can't see pictures, and you kind of just had to take their word for it. So the big challenge for scientists was, how do you prove it? How can you find objective, hard evidence that someone's mind's eye is, well, blind?
I mean, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? You can't just plug a monitor into someone's brain and see what they're seeing. So how do you verify it? Well, the answer, brilliantly, was hiding in plain sight. Literally. It was in the eye itself.
So, meet our investigator for this case, the pupillary light reflex. You know this one, right? It's that thing your eyes do automatically. You walk into a bright room, your pupils shrink. You go into a dark room, they open up wide. And here's the crucial part. You can't control it. It's a totally involuntary reflex.
The experiment they designed was just genius in its simplicity. All they did was ask people to sit in a gym room and simply imagine something bright. You know, like a bright white triangle or even the sun. The whole theory was, if your brain is really seeing bright light, even imagine light, maybe, just maybe, it would trick your body into reacting as if it were real. And you know what? For people with a typical mind's eye, it totally worked. When they vividly imagined that bright sun, their pupils physically got smaller. They constricted. Think about that for a second. Their brains were reacting to a completely imaginary light source. It's this wild, direct physical link between imagination and the body. Okay, but here's the moment of truth. What happened with the folks with aphantasia? Well, when they were asked to imagine the exact same bright sun, absolutely nothing. Their pupils just stayed wide open. No reaction at all. And that was the smoking gun. This was it. Real, objective, measurable proof. Their brains weren't generating an experience of light that was real enough to trick the body. It proves this isn't about someone not trying hard enough to imagine something. It's a fundamental, biological difference in brain processing. A difference so real it can't even fool a simple reflex.
So this is way more than just a cool science fact, right? This discovery has some really profound implications for how we think about, well, everything. Consciousness, memory, and just the incredible diversity of the human mind. So let's wrap up what this all means.
First, aphantasia is a real, verifiable thing. It's a genuine neurological variation. Second, and this is so important, it's not a deficit. It's not a lack of something. It's just a different way of thinking. And I think the biggest takeaway for all of us is that it's this powerful reminder that the person sitting next to you might have an internal world that is profoundly, wildly different from your own, in ways you can't even see.
And that really leaves us with one last big question to chew on. Whether you're someone who sees vivid movies in your head or someone who sees nothing at all, this whole thing forces you to wonder, what other invisible processes are shaping your reality? How much of your world, your memories, your sense of who you are is built on things you can't see, and maybe, just maybe, don't even need to?